National break, the table is starting to take shape, and it's been a significant day at the top and the bottom of the Premier League. 5 games to bring you on tonight's match of the day, and we are not short of talking points for Wayne Rooney and Danny Murphy. We begin at the Etihad. Third place Manchester City began the day a point ahead of 6th placed Liverpool, both looking to make up some ground on Arsenal, who drew at Sunderland yesterday. Commentary comes from Guy Mowbray.
City boss today as well, so it's a double. Does this team and the way it's playing right now, does that give you the energy to think, well, there's plenty more to go yet?
The season for sure. I don't want to be sacked, I would say. Yeah, so just can say thank you to, to the players, staff, backroom staff to give me that present. I'm so proud to do it here in Manchester with my City.
They had a better game plan than us, maybe. Well, not maybe, they had that. City being 2-0 up at half-time was a fair reflection of the score, but it's not always about a fair reflection of how you play. Sometimes a set piece can influence the game massively, and that's what could have happened. But I can't agree with the decision being made on that 1-1, because for me, that's a goal. Immediately after the game, people showed me the goal City made at Wolves away last season. For me, that is a quite similar one.
Did a full-game winless run for Manchester City against Liverpool. Impressive all over the pitch, but Jeremy Doku, in particular, at times completely mesmerising and unplayable.
He was exceptional, as was the whole Manchester City team, to be honest. I think they dominated Liverpool in all departments, irrelevant of decisions going the wrong way or right way.
We'll get on to that.
And we'll get on to that. But especially the right side for Liverpool, where I thought Conor Bradley was left isolated, hung out to dry at times, and I'm going to show you why. Early in the game, Doku, he started the game electric. He was demanding the ball. Bradley's trying to pick up Doku, think, where is he? But he's so occupied with O'Reilly as well on the left side. He's caught in between a lot, so he can't quite get tight. He's not sure what to do. Talk about switched on early in the game. Doku nicking the ball off Gravenberch, I think it is there. Going past people, using his strength. It's the start of things to come. Again, one-on-one here, he's making his intent known. I've got the pace, I'm going to beat you, I'm going to run at you, I'm going to use my strength, I'm going to try and make things happen and impact the game. That's poor from Konate, don't get me wrong. And then they get the penalty, which of course they missed. I mean, this can't happen in a game of this quality. You're playing high. Salah's there. I know he's allowed to stay high, but sometimes you have to take responsibility as a player. My full-back's struggling against a wonderful winger. I should get back and help him. Now, not every time, but sometimes, especially when you're being dominated. Gravenberch is having to get out of that central midfield position to try and get over and help Bradley because he's having a tough time. This is the strength of him, look, incredible. Doesn't mind going on his left foot either, gets another shot away. Second half, more of the same. There you see O'Reilly bombing on, who's been brilliant, by the way, loves getting forward. Doku this time getting in the centre-forward position, but again, it's problems for Bradley. And it's not like Liverpool didn't notice. Nico O'Reilly's been terrific. That's why he's in the team. You know, he loves getting forward into these areas. But when he did have help and when he did have good cover, you're still trying to stop this man at the moment who probably had the best game he's ever had in a Manchester City shirt, and I'm not exaggerating. And they just kept finding him. The space was opening up. The more Liverpool were trying to get back into the game. There's the 2v1 again. You can see Gravenberch is he's playing his normal position. He's trying to pick up Phil Foden. He's got enough going on. And then again, look, too easy, 2v1. This time, when he scores the goal, I mean, you've got Konate playing centre midfield, you've got Gravenberch as centre back. They're all over the place. And that happened time and time again. Now, I think it's OK at Anfield a lot of the time because they dominate the ball, and the majority of teams they play in the Premier League. But when you're playing the best teams, you've got to double up.
There's evidence against it. With Bradley, he was isolated, as Daniel said. And I think Salah, he's in the team to score goals and to create goals, and he's been one of the best players in the Premier League over the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever it's been. But I think in big games you have to double up, you have to get back and help your teammate, because Conor Bradley was having a real tough game today, and then to be left on his own, and Gravenberch was trying his best to help him and get over there, but then that leaves spaces in another position. So I think for Mo Salah, I think he just has to come back and help his teammate.
OK, there was a big decision which affected in Liverpool's minds the direction of travel in the game, and that was the disallowed goal for Virgil van Dijk. So let's have a little look at the wording that is important in the law that relates to this, and that it's offside because making an obvious action which clearly impacts the ability of an opponent to play the ball. So that doesn't require the referee to think that Donnarumma would definitely save it, but only his ability to do so was affected, and particularly by the ducking. But you disagree with that?
Yeah, I don't think it's affected at all. I think when you look at it, and yeah, Andy Robertson is in an offside position, but Van Dijk, good movement, really good header, and Donnarumma, so we can see the ball. We know we can see the ball the whole way. And Andy Robertson is to the side of him, and Donnarumma is outstretched. He has a full dive as soon as he can. There's no effect from Andy Robertson on that goal for me, and I think if we see from this next angle, Donnarumma, you see here, he puts all his weight on his right foot, which makes it hard for him to get back across the goal, but he dives as soon as Van Dijk heads the ball, and he's on his way, he's diving, and it's a really good header, and the goal should have stood for me.
And this is Man United's all-time goal scorer and Everton fan, by the way. So you think, I think if he can see it, I can see it.
Yeah, we deliberately split the analysis this way. Now, this is what Arne Slot was talking about, Wayne. This is from last season.
This is worse, I think. So I think that they've got it the wrong way round. I think this actually should be disallowed, because I think Bernardo Silva is involved with the goalkeeper, and now he comes into play. He comes into play here. He's right in the goalkeeper's eye line. So for me, this one shouldn't have stood, and the Van Dijk one should have stood. So this is the confusion which VAR gives us.
This was a VAR overturning Chris Kavanagh's on-pitch decision that day. He was involved coincidentally with both of these. So obviously they feel aggrieved, because the momentum can change, can't it? At 1-0, you get an equaliser, and it does affect the direction of travel in the game.
It would have done, but I mean, unfortunately, the level of Liverpool's performance today probably meant it wouldn't have affected the outcome. I think they got it wrong. He makes some great points. To be fair to the officials, I think the fact they gave the penalty early in the game for a player trying to stay on his feet after getting hit was a good thing for football.
Are Liverpool out of the title race?
Not from a points tally, but from a performance level, yes. They're not playing well enough. They don't look like they're playing well enough to make up the gap. Unfortunately, they're just away from home. They're too easy to play against, they're too wide open and making too many mistakes.
Pep Guardiola celebrated his 1,000th game in management in spectacular fashion as Manchester City completely outclassed Liverpool in a statement 3-0 victory. From the first whistle, City were relentless, pressing high, controlling every inch of the pitch, and slicing through Liverpool's defense with ruthless precision. Guardiola's tactical tweaks, from fluid positional play to lightning-quick transitions, left Arne Slot's side chasing shadows. It wasn't just a win, it was a masterclass from a manager who continues to redefine modern football. Liverpool, on the other hand, struggled to match City's intensity and were punished for every mistake. Despite a few flashes of fight, they never looked in control, with Guardiola's men dictating tempo and momentum throughout. Match of the day pundits couldn't stop praising Pep's achievement, calling it the perfect way to mark such a milestone. His 1,000th game wasn't just a celebration, it was a reminder that Guardiola's City are still the gold standard in English football.